It's my favorite. Hello, my cat loving friends. You've got Linda Hall, the co-host from 19 Cats and Counting. Now, let's imagine you're moving. We know how stressful this is. You're moving and your dream home, big space, and you find out, yeah, there's a few barn cats out there. Okay, maybe a couple,
Did you see
three,
that?
four. What if it's really 15 or 16? What do you do when you inherit 15 or 16 cats on your property? We're going to break for a word from our sponsor, and we'll come back to talk to Emily from Freedom Farmhouse and find out exactly what it was she did. We'll be right back. Welcome back to 19 Cats and Counting. I am your co-host, Linda Hall, here with the ever lovely,
No.
shining and radiant Rita Reimers,
Oh.
my bestie.
I'm sitting here with my beautiful Bella Kitty. Those of you who see the video later, you'll see.
Yes.
Now I have 15 cats. You have
Right.
12 cats. I've
Right.
had up to 20, right? But they didn't all come at once. I didn't
Right.
go from 0 to 15. Emily,
Right.
what the heck happened?
Yeah. What happened, Emily? We got to hear all about this.
Yeah, so we've been here a little over 4 years, but basically what happened is we weren't really even searching for a house, but this house kind of like popped up for us and we're like, we have to check this place out. It was a beautiful property. We went to go take a tour. We had seen a few cats like while we were walking outside. There might have been one running around in the house, but I didn't really think too much of that. And we just fell in love with the place. So me and my now fiance, Dylan, we put an offer in and thankfully it got accepted. And a few months later, we ended up moving in. And to our surprise, there were not just a few cats, there were more like 15 or 16.
Oh.
And it was quite the shock because that kind of gave us a lot more that we had to do like immediately when we moved in that we weren't prepared for. But it's been just an amazing journey these past 4 years. So
you've learned about cats. You didn't have cats before. You've never had cats in your life?
So I was just thinking, fun fact about Emily. She was not a cat person before she became a human to 16 barn cats.
I don't know if you noticed, Linda, but I was watching the one that's, when you guys see the video, I was watching the one that's up in the rafters. He did a little shaky tail. I think we got a little spraying going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, at least it's up there.
Claim territory. Yes.
Anyway, so Emily, what did you do? Did you like scratch your heads and say, what do we do now?
So there were a few like light bulbs that popped in my head. One of them was, okay, I don't think any of these cats are spayed or neutered. So as someone who was working at the Humane Society at the time, I was like, that needs to be done like immediately because I don't want to 40 or 50 cats the following year.
Yes.
But also just the animal lover in me immediately started thinking of how do I keep these cats warm? Because we moved in about this time 4 years ago. So it was the middle of winter.
Where do you live? What state are you in?
We're in Western New York.
Oh my gosh. I'm from Buffalo originally.
Oh, I went to college.
Toledo. So it gets cold up there. I know, lots of snow.
Yeah, so those were my biggest concerns were how do we get all these cats in and get them fixed, and how do we make sure they can survive the winter, because our winters can be pretty brutal. So thankfully, like I said, I worked at the Humane Society, and getting them in to get fixed was not as challenging probably as like for the normal person, because I was able to bring clinic.
Good.
That took me about 8 months. I had to bring them in like groups. And
I hope they took pity on you and gave you a good price.
Yeah, they have a great program for outdoor cats specifically. So it was inexpensive, thankfully.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, about 8 months, I'd say it took us to get all of the cats fixed. And in the meantime, we were working on fixing up a little room in our house so that the cats could come inside. They could have access to a heated area. And it just kind of snowballed from there. We started adding cat beds and heated cat houses. And now we have this cat condo, we like to call it. So
is it attached to the house, or do you have to go outside to get to it?
So this cat condo is not attached to the house because we're actually renovating a full new room for them in our house.
Oh,
so
nice.
Yeah, this is kind of the interim building for them until they have a fully renovated room again in our house. So
There's
you
a cat.
guys-
Oh, there's a cat up in the rafters.
I
It's
know.
orange
Did
and
you guys
floofy and
call-
they need it.
Did you call the realtor or the former owners of the house to find out, did you mean to leave these cats?
so I wasn't told about it till the day before we moved in, but apparently when my fiance went to do like the walk-in and inspection, the previous owners had asked him if he didn't mind if they left all of these cats behind. Now, mind you, we also didn't know how many there were, but
Sure.
Right.
he was just like, oh yeah, no problem at all. But he didn't relate to me until right before we moved in. So I was like, wait a second, like, what? All these cats are
That's
sane?
such a guy move, right? Yeah, it'll be fine. No problem.
So they
Wait,
were-
what?
So they were letting these cats stay outside in the elements and no spaying and neutering. So it was kittens.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't kittens when we moved in, but I'm sure they had plenty of kittens throughout the years. So, but
Yeah. I heard they're all orange or orange and white. Is that true?
yes, they are all orange and white, and there were a few when we first moved in that were like a buff blonde color, like very, very pretty. So,
Oh,
So you can tell
Wow.
they're all related then. They've been the same genetics over and over and over. Well, thank you for ending that cycle.
yeah. Yes, definitely.
it's so I become absolutely speechless, which is very rare for me.
It
And
is.
just the thought of facing, I mean, like you said, Rita, we brought in one here, one there. 2020, I had 4 at once. That was a nightmare. We're
That
talking
was
15,
hard.
16.
Yeah.
And Dexter is petting you right now.
I know.
So-
At least they were already like oriented to each other. They weren't having to do mass introductions like you did. So that was one hurdle they didn't have to face. Is that right,
Yes.
Emily? They all got along already. You didn't have to worry about that.
That is correct. There was an occasional, like, obviously a cat that didn't live here. It was an all black cat that would
Mhm.
show that none of my cats really liked, but they tolerated him to like eat their food.
Yeah.
But all the orange cats, they've always gotten along great, which is nice.
That's amazing. They're part of each other's cloud,
I
or
know.
they
Mi-
accept
Mine
that.
get along, but they, it took a lot of work.
Yeah, it
Lot of
takes,
work.
yeah, but they came bonded. So fortunately, they were already living in the clouder together. So was Dylan, your fiance, was he a cat man before this?
He was not a cat man either. We both have grown up pretty much with only dogs. I grew up with like all types of small animals. So I've always loved animals, but I think he had a cat for like a few months when he was younger, and that was it. So
Yeah.
he was kind of like, oh, they're just cats, like no big deal. But
Right, exactly. Yeah, they'll just do their thing. It's okay. Yeah, it's not a problem.
Barn cats are usually not friendly either, but these guys, are they friendly?
so when we first moved in, there was only 2 at the time that were like, they would come up to us and want attention. All the rest were like very hesitant around us. Some were definitely full on feral. Some are
Yeah.
still like, I mean, I can get close to them, but some still do not want anything to. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
like all ends of the spectrum for sure.
They know where their bread is buttered, so they're tolerating you.
Yes, we don't bite the hand that feeds us. So, and you made a replica of your barn to turn into this. Is that what I caught?
Yes, so that's what I'm in right now.
Wow.
Our little cat condo. And like I said, this is just kind of for the interim until we have that renovated space in our home again for them. But we wanted to make it into like a cute replica of the barn since
Oh!
actually
Who is that? Have you named them all?
they are all named. Yes, that was Spice.
I love it.
How do you tell them
Spice-
apart?
Is
I mean,
Spice polydactyl? Did I see a thumb in there?
Yes.
good catch.
Obsessed.
Since they're all the same color, I mean, I can tell my guys apart that are, but from the back, sometimes the ones that look same color look the same. Do you have trouble telling them apart?
Nope. I mean, definitely at first. It took a long time. I would just like sit out in my driveway and hang out with them. And I was like, I'd pick up on little differences and I'm like, okay, I'm going to name you this based on like their personality or maybe some of their physical characteristics. And it definitely took a long time, but now it's like, even from behind, I can tell them apart pretty
Nice.
I love it. Yeah, I have 4 black cats, and do I have 3 orange cats now?
You have 3 orange cats.
Okay, I lose
I
track very
have two.
quickly.
I have a boy and a girl.
know.
You have 3 boys. You have
Yes.
Tiger, Galway, and Kismet.
Kismet, yes. Oh yeah, laying behind me there. Yes, my orange.
Is that
boy.
Kizzy behind you?
That is Kismet.
Oh, he looks like
yes.
he's put on a few pounds.
He
Good.
is. I have to keep an eye on him. He was rescued from a feral colony and he's FIV positive. So, and speaking of that, so what happens when you get medical problems or, I mean, times 15, 16?
I know it's expensive from personal experience.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, thankfully, like the major cost up front was the getting them spayed and neutered, and
Yeah.
you're able to have that amazing program at the Humane Society to help us out with that.
Yes.
All vaccinated at that point as well. As of right now, what I try to do is we have a lot of like free vaccine clinics in our area around the summer. So I try to get like my more social ones into those events like every summer.
Mhm.
And then it's kind of like on an as needed basis. So if I notice any health concerns, depending on how feral they are, although we just had to bring our most feral cat to the vet a few months ago. So thankfully I was able to trap him, but it's kind of as needed. We just do what we can. So
That's
Yeah.
that's what I do too. I know that's what Linda does too.
Yes.
We have to take a quick break,
Okay.
but we'll be right back to talk more about this. Is just fascinating. And we're back with Emily Bott and my lovely co-host Linda Hall talking about the dream home she moved into that came with 15 or 16 barn cats. See, me, I would have
Right.
thought I hit the jackpot, right?
I know, right? But it's the cost. I mean, we joke, my Chewy bill is more than my mortgage payment every month.
Yeah,
okay?
does Chewy
So,
love you, Emily?
right?
yeah, it's definitely I don't know. I guess for me, like our dog food and all their costs are way more expensive than the cats.
Oh, you
Yeah.
have dogs too. Oh.
Yes, we
Tell
have.
me about your dogs.
So we have 2 dogs right now. We had 3 dogs when we moved in. Sadly, our one dog, who was very cat friendly, has passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. So our other 2 dogs, unfortunately, aren't cat friendly. They don't interact with the cats.
Okay.
Another big hurdle when we first moved in, because we're like, okay, we have 3 dogs and 16 cats that need to stay away from. But now we have a pretty good system. So yeah, we have 2 dogs. They're just mutts that when I worked at the shelter that I adopted. So they're great, but I'd say that at this point they're more expensive than all the cats.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can
I
believe
am-
that. My parents have 5 dogs, and I know, yes, her dog food's way more expensive, and they eat more, so costs
I
her
didn't
more.
expect this, right? It's like you chose to take on those dogs knowing the bills they're going to come
Yeah.
with, and then you get gifted with 15 to 16 barn cats. And I would like to make a prediction that Emily and Dylan's marriage is going to last till death.
Forever.
Anybody, purchasing a house, all of that is so stressful on a relationship
is.
before you've even made it legal. And then 15 to 16 barn cats.
When you're not cat people. When you're not cat people.
Exactly. This is the stuff that tests marriages. And I am going to go out and make a prediction in front of everybody to get ready, because we will be celebrating their 50th and beyond someday. Because,
I think we won't be, but they will.
well, yeah, I'll probably be pushing up daisies. But
Yeah.
as an old married woman, they've come through all that. I am officially making the prediction right now. Many, 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 many long years.
Yeah. And then this is good training for having human children. We're always likening the cats to children.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, exactly. No, I'm telling you, there's had to have been spats or fights about some of this stuff, right?
I mean, definitely in the beginning it was stressful because I don't necessarily understood the importance of we really have to get them all fixed. We have to make sure that they're safe and all this. But, you know, at this point, he's really embraced it. He's the one who built this entire cat house that I'm in right now.
It's gorgeous. I'd love to have one like that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yes. Well, when
With
it's time and we can finally open our sanctuary, we're going to fly Dylan to South Carolina to work, Dylan.
I'm sure
Our sanctuary, we want it like you have, all open. We don't want cages, except for
Yeah.
like separate rooms if we take in, ill animals that need to
Yes,
be
if someone's
segregated
ill
for a
or
while.
yes, exactly. Or has had surgery and needs a place to lay or something. But
Mhm.
other than that, yes, we want everybody to just live as naturally as possible.
So are you filing to become a nonprofit so that people can donate to you? Well, I mean, they can donate to you anyway, but
Yes.
Yeah, so that is my first and major goal for 2023 is we
Yay.
want to actually become a legitimate nonprofit. We plan to take on more like farm animals. So we recently took on 2 donkeys. So we welcomed them to the farm a few months ago.
nice.
So
We're gonna
yeah,
watch this grow. This is incredible.
It's good. There's not a lot of, farm animal rescues. I know they're out there, but people are focused on dogs and cats. But I know, like you said, donkeys and horses, chickens, they all need. There's plenty of those that need homes.
Oh, you see it all the time, an injured animal or neglected animal that's large. And it's like, where do you take them? Because yes, your typical ASPCA is not taking in your donkey or your horse, right?
No.
Like there's your dog and your cat and your companion animals. But it's it's a lot, but I love but it's work. I mean, Rita at one time got to 20 cats and she
But
said
I was younger. Okay.
she said that was fine in my 40s.
Not so fine now, getting down on my knees to scoop litter. I'm 62 in July. It's a
Wow.
little more
Yes.
difficult.
The struggle is getting real.
Did
So,
you have
you know-
volunteers come to help you? I'm sorry. Linda, I cut you off.
No, that's what I was going to say. That was good.
One
yeah,
mind.
we don't have any volunteers right now. But eventually once we do become a legitimate nonprofit, I'd love to open the property up for people to either come visit or for volunteers maybe down the road. I think that would be just amazing.
Yes.
Well, I want to be
Yes.
on the list. I want to visit, especially since you're near my hometown.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
best
you can
pizza
get your
in the
pizza. I
world.
knew that was coming.
Bocce's Pizza, Buffalo, New York, best pizza in the world. It's never on the top pizza list, but it should be.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever
I
had
hear
that.
about this pizza often, and she's like ready. Somebody informed her that there was a Bocce's in the Buffalo airport.
Yeah,
So
my
she literally
cousin.
wanted us to fly to Buffalo airport to eat pizza and go home
That's
and not
right.
even leave the airport.
That's all I
She
want.
just wants her pizza. So we'll come visit the Freedom Farmhouse and get our pizza at the same time. I got to try this pizza. I've been hearing about it for
Yeah.
years.
I don't have many relatives left up there, so I could get away with it. My parents are down
Yes.
here.
Yes.
There-
So, okay. So we're building these structures to support them. And it's not, I mean, the wood, the cat trees, everything you've got in there, the heating pads, keeping the water from freezing. Hello,
No,
New
the
York.
electricity bill's got to be cha-ching.
The electricity, yes, there is so much. So are you getting donations at this point? Are people able to help you?
So right now we don't take in just like monetary donations. We do frequently have like an Amazon wish list. So
I was
thank-
going to ask. Good.
Great.
Yeah. a lot of amazing supporters that donate food to help out with the cats. And actually over the winter, a lot of people donated more like heated houses, stuff like that to keep them extra warm.
Yes.
So that we can put more money into like electric side of things or just renovating the structures and all that. So that's been a huge help.
Yes.
I would
Yeah.
encourage you to visit dubert.com.
Okay.
They're an excellent resource. And, the Smile program on Amazon went away. But Dubert has, if you buy animal, cat, dog products through them, they will donate a certain percentage. So you just need to get on their list. And then you tell your people, go buy your stuff there and you'll get a percentage back.
Donate to me. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
They're a
So,
great
yeah.
resource for rescues.
They are amazing. They allow you to list animals that are up for adoption. They hook you up with fosters, transports. I mean, they're
Well,
just amazing. And they just started this
Yeah.
store. So if once you're registered, anybody can pick you as their charity and then you get 5% of their sales.
Yep.
So it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we'll talk off camera. I'll send you the easy form so you can get your 501c3 quicker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So then once you get your 501c3, people can donate and take it off on their taxes. So
It's a big
that's an
benefit.
incredible resource.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we can go to your Amazon wish list for Freedom Farmhouse and find
So
out
is
what
it
you
called
need and help.
Freedom Farmhouse? That's what it's called. Is your website freedomfarmhouse.com?
So we actually don't have a website just yet. Right
Okay.
now, we're just on
Hey,
Instagram.
Dubert does that too, by the way.
Yes.
Chris
Yes.
is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I have to look into that. But
Yes.
yeah, right now we're just on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to maybe come up with a website and all that this year as well. So
Great.
In your spare time.
yeah, I know.
So if people want to donate to you, they can go to your wish list on Amazon, and I'm sure you have a list there of things that you need. I'm sure blankets and food are always needed.
Yeah.
What is the product that you need the most?
I would say wet food. We go through a lot of wet food.
Yeah.
So that's definitely the thing that we're always in need of. But right now we're pretty well stocked. So I'm very thankful
Good.
for that.
Good. That's a wonderful feeling, isn't it? When you've got the stock there and you know you're going to be okay. But the
Yes.
stock depletes quickly. So no one hesitate. Go to Amazon, look for her wish list, figure out what you can do to help this couple. Keep an eye, follow on social. I don't think people understand how much that support helps. For one thing, they're getting education. They're able to follow along with you. That's the cool thing. You and Dylan aren't keeping this experience to yourselves. You're sharing it with everybody and letting everybody be a part of it. So
Plus more of the followers you have on certain platforms, you can then, make some
monetize
income,
and yes,
monetize.
which will help with the running of the yes, exactly. Exactly. So we can all enjoy and watch and follow along and you get to scoop all the boxes. That sounds
Ooh,
like
it would be fun, like FFRC has. Emily, you should put up a 24/7 camera, let people watch. The FFRC gets a lot of donations from that, don't
yes,
they,
they
Linda?
do. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I've thought about that. The only reason I haven't done it is because our internet is not good out here. So I don't know if live cam would even work, but
Makes sense.
I get it. It's doing pretty well right now.
Yeah.
Wood.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Maybe some booster out there, something. I don't know. I don't speak technology. Maybe somebody will understand what I'm saying.
Anything else you're burning to know, Linda?
I want to go. I want to hang out. I want to know everything.
Come visit.
Like that. We will. That's
when the
something.
snow is gone.
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah. Let's wait till the thaw.
Yeah.
I'm in Ohio. I know snow, but I don't know as bad as y'all get, but I know snow and I hate it. So
hey, we get snow here. Not really.
You get one snowflake falls down and the entire city shuts down. It's absolutely redonkulous. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I love it.
But shout out my Carolinians. You people don't know snow. But
Emily, what would you say is the biggest thing that you've learned about cats that you didn't know?
Oh man, I mean, I didn't really know much, so I've learned pretty much everything that I have to this point. But I would say like the biggest thing I've learned is just patience. I think it worked in my favor that I wasn't a cat person, because while the cats were all very like nervous and hesitant around me, I was just as nervous and hesitant around them.
Sure.
Both kind of like learned about each other over time. And I think that's just like the patience and the respect that the cats have for me and I have for them has just like allowed us to grow this family the way we have and, do what we have done for them. So I definitely would say patience for sure.
Beautiful. Linda likes to say they also teach consent, which is what you were saying too, respect and consent go together,
yes.
They let you know if they want you near them. Go ahead, Linda.
Yes. You can't establish yourself as an alpha the way you can for a dog. You can't just run up and, hey, you're going to do this with me, right? Cats have to make choices. And when a cat has chosen you, that's an incredible honor. So to know that 15 or 16 cats have accepted you, you're good people.
That's
I always
a big
trust
deal.
my cat's opinions before anybody else's. So,
yes.
What do you think, Fluffy? Okay, you're in. But and you have to let them come to their own conclusions. And that's the biggest problem. That's why I was like, when you said you really didn't know cats, because we get so many dog people who are like, wait, I can't rub their nose in it. No, you cannot.
Yeah, you shouldn't do it with a dog either.
Don't offend
Linda
the
and I
royalty.
grew up with dogs. We both grew up with dogs. We didn't grow up with cats either.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Funny
Yes.
how that works.
My mom was allergic to cats and so was her dad. So yes, we both grew up wanting cats and waiting till we were adults to get them and then becoming the crazy cat people. But
It is a different approach.
it really is. Yes. It's just, and they're not so upfront there, right? Like my dog, hi, I'm happy to see you. What are you doing? Or, oh, I'm ashamed. Or, it's written all over, like, don't play poker, dog. I mean, we got you. Cats would be the ultimate poker player. You just can't, they just ain't breaking character. So you have to figure them out.
For
So yes, but in all you've done in the money, I mean, a couple starting out and then building all of these structures. And so are you adding on to the house so that they're in home area? Do they come and go? Are you trying to keep some of them in? How is this working?
Yeah, so right now they're come and go. When we finish the renovated room, it is attached to our house. So we actually put a full addition on our house. A full cat room ready for them. Well, it's not ready just yet, but we're getting it ready for them so that they can come and go as they choose. If they want to stay inside, they can stay inside. If they want to go outside, they can go out. So
I love it.
what we're working towards.
Hopefully nobody's been dropping off more cats for you to include in your household, have they?
We actually, this did happen just like a couple months ago. We had 2 kittens dropped off like right in front of the cat house that I'm in.
Oh my goodness.
But thankfully we were able to get them into, one went to a rescue and one went to one of my good friends. So
Good.
That's good. Yeah, people don't drop off more cats to them. They have a big enough burden.
Right. Is it not enough that they're doing 15 to 16 cats plus their dogs plus everything else they're doing and building on an addition? You really think they need 2 more? Really? Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah, exactly. That's a lot. Keep your address very, very quiet and just say like you did.
That's why I didn't ask what city you're in. I'm dying
to know. You're like, what state? Yeah.
I didn't want to ask because then people will look you up and you'll have 25 cats before long.
They'll be like, it's fine. They've got the room, but
I know.
Yeah. People don't realize.
Thank you so much for coming on board our show. And when we get the video up, we will list all of the places, your wish list, your website, when you have one, your Instagram, you're on TikTok also, and Facebook. Is that right?
Yep.
And it is, what is it, Linda?
Freedom Farmhouse. So just go search Freedom Farmhouse on all the social medias and show them some love. You'll get more out of it. Any
last words for us, Emily?
I just want to thank you guys for having me on. I love connecting with other cat people like myself now. So yeah, it's just been great to talk to you guys and hopefully have some new supporters come our way.
Yes. Now you're part of our alliance.
Yes.
You're part of our
family.
That's
why we went for Cat Behavior Alliance, because it's like, all the people that are a part of our own little clouder that, work together and yes, we ally together.
Take a village, even with animals. You have a vet, you have trainer, behaviorist, maybe.
Yes. Yes.
All those people, very important.
Yes.
Well, thank you again for coming aboard our show, and Linda, as always, for being our wonderful co-host. And
my pleasure.
Mark Winter, who gave us this wonderful spot on Pet Life Radio. We're forever in your debt.
Yes.
And remember, every day is Catterday. We'll see you next time.